Welcome back, everyone. For today's video, we're gonna talk about Novotny, Plachutta, and other interferences. Beautiful chess geometry on the board. So let's see. I like to start by talking about an interference. So an interference in chess, we're gonna put a piece in the middle of two pieces, right? So we can accomplish a capture, a checkmate, or a threat. So in this case, this is black to play. They go knight b4. Okay, attacking the bishop and attacking the pawn. But if you saw it from before, this bishop looks kind of trapped. I wish I can just play queen h4 directly. That's not possible. Queen takes back. But we have this pawn in the middle. So the interference is g5, right? So now this bishop is trapped. It cannot be moved anywhere safe. So, okay, the best move for black is going to be taking the bishop. Okay, we can take back. And then this bishop has no moves. Let's say they go something like this. Okay, we can just take. And the game continues. But Novotny and Plachutta take it to the next level. They go, okay, this is a simple interference. Now, is there a way we can interfere into two pieces? The course of two pieces? Yes. So let's see some examples. All right, so in this game, we're gonna get knight to g5, knight to h4, and the whole point is to fork these two pieces, right? The three pieces, actually. Then bishop takes on g6, okay, getting rid of the bishop. And now here, I think a smart choice would be to come back, maybe even take with the pawn, with the king, although that looks scary because we have a lot of discovered checks. The knight can't move anywhere. So now we're gonna get rid of the knight. Okay, and the whole idea is this. Yeah, we have this in mind. Bishop to h5, and we go, oh, okay, we cannot do that anymore because this bishop is hanging. It's been attacked twice, and the bishop is covering this square, so we cannot do anything about it. But we can play queen g4. This is crazy chess. This is bonkers. What are we doing? So once rook takes, this square is now available. So this square is available now, and we can take the queen. This is crazy. Why don't we just take with the pawn, right? So taking with the pawn would make sense. Same concept. The bishop has no availability to enter this square. So we're forking these pieces. We're winning the queen. So you are asking, well, why don't we just take with the bishop? So here we just take with the queen. Similar result, right? They can also have some discovered check here where we can move, and we are 3 versus 2 pieces. So this is one of the most beautiful moves that has been played in chess. So queen g4. Just queen g4 is crazy. Anything that you do is gonna be losing for white. Okay, we're gonna have a Plachutta in this one. This is one of the craziest interferences I have seen. So d3, bishop to h6, rook f to c2. Okay, we are forming this battery, targeting this pawn. d4, a5, giving a check. Important to point out, the pawns are going in this direction. Then king to b5. Okay, and now bishop to c7, the Plachutta. This is insane. What are we doing? Are we just hanging the bishop? But either way they can take back with the queen or the rook. It's completely lost for black. So the whole idea is to interfere in the way of these two pieces, right? So the queen is doing a job here, and the rook is doing a job here. So we have this interference putting the bishop on this square. So if the queen takes, now we have moved the queen, and we can give a check. King has no move, so they're forced to come back. And now we have this check available. So we have a check available with the queen to b7. And once the king moves, this is checkmate. So what happens if they take back with the rook? Let's go back. They take back with the rook. Now we can give the queen. We're just giving up the queen directly. This is the distraction, right? So once they take, this is checkmate. This is mating one. So yeah, this is beautiful. Okay, this is all about interfering in the way of two pieces, right? So I'm gonna give you time in this one to think. Bishop takes on e8, taking the rook. Okay, this is white to play. Then queen takes on e8, queen goes to e5, giving a check, king to g8, and bishop to d4, king to f7. And now try to find the interference in this position. You really want, every time you try to find tactics, you really want to draw the lines, even if it's a board and over the board or online. You want to draw the lines where the king, the bishop, the queen, the rook are going, right? And I hadn't noticed until I draw it now, but the queen has this scope, and the bishop here as well, and the rook. Oh boy, and the rook. So this square seems to be important, right? C6. So this is the Novotny team. We can play rook c6, which is insane. But yeah, here, if they take back with the bishop, which is super normal, common move. Okay, yeah, we can just give a check here. Queen to e6, actually checkmate. Well, what happens if they take back with the queen? If they take back with the queen, now we can just promote to a queen, even to a bishop, which is so nasty. We can promote to a bishop, and once they take, we just take back with checkmate. Okay, and we haven't seen the other version where they take back with the rook. So if they take back with the rook, is doing this interference, right? This line of the bishop is being interrupted. So we give a check with the queen, queen d5, rook e6, checkmate. So yeah, any way they take is gonna be completely lost, and it's thanks to this interference in between pieces. Here we have another example of great tactical awareness. So queen goes to e3. The queen was hanging. So queen d6. They're putting pressure on this pawn, and they also have to stay on this diagonal because we want to access queen e5, right? And giving a check. So rook to c6, trying to distract the queen. It doesn't work because they can go back. But yeah, that would be great if they take the rook. Now bishop takes on f5. Great, they take advantage of the pin. If they take here, the rook is hanging, so that cannot happen. After bishop takes on f5, then they move the bishop to b7. Okay, perfectly reasonable. Now rook to c5, the rook was hanging. Queen d6. Okay, bishop to e4, and now I'm trying to trade the bishops. Knight to d5. Bishop takes on d5. Bishop takes on d5. Okay, we have this trade. Knight to f3, they take. And we don't even have to take, right? We don't have to because we can threaten to checkmate. Queen goes to g5. Queen takes on d4. Okay. Now entering this diagonal. And we take the rook. Queen takes on e7. Sorry, yeah, queen takes on e7. Bishop to e4, saving the bishop. And now we have this nastiness, this nasty move. Rook to e5, right? So with the whole idea of interfering this diagonal for the queen. And what we want to play is queen f6. So, okay, they can just take here, it's fine. Now the rook is hanging. This is checkmate. So they cannot take. Now, the best try, one of the best tries for black is going to be queen d1 check. The king has to move. Bishop to h6. Queen f6, given a check. And yeah, there isn't much to be done here. So h6, let's say just for the purposes of the video, they move one pawn. Yeah, this is checkmate. Okay, so yeah, the interference was this. Interfering this diagonal, putting the rook here. And yeah, distracting from the defense of the rook. Every time I look at these examples, it never stops to amaze me because it still looks like it's just craziness. Now, in this one, we're gonna get king to a1, c4, okay, queen goes to d5, and we want to threaten this pawn. Bishop takes on c3, and here the normal move is to recapture, but if we recapture, we get checkmated in like 500 different ways. So we cannot take. after bishop takes on c3, we can give a check on f7, targeting the pawn. Unfortunately, this cannot happen. Yeah, this cannot happen. We don't have this available. Now king goes to h8. Now try to find the move. Trying to find the interference in this position. So I'm gonna draw the lines and give you the answer. Feel free to pause the video. We have this bishop looking at this diagonal. So, and the rooks, right? Both rooks are here. If we could just interfere on e5, it's not that difficult to see, is it? We're gonna have to put the bishop on e5. And it's like, wait. So what if you just take here? Bishop takes on e5. Yeah, the rook is hanging. So it's interfering in the lines of the two rooks. That's the problem with bishop takes. And now after a few moves, they get checkmated. What happens if they take back with the rook? Either rook, it doesn't really matter. If they take here with the rook, this is checkmating one, right? Because it's interfering in the lines of the bishop. If they take back with the rook or the rook, the same result, just mating one. Okay, I'm gonna give you time to think on this one as well. Rook goes to d2, and this is black to play. So while you think, as a little bit of fun fact, in many games you see the engine and it's gonna give you the best move. In this type of examples, it doesn't know, probably doesn't understand, at least with the engine I have now, which is one of the strongest. It's a stockfish on chess.com. It's not really gonna be a suggestion. So, okay, feel free to pause the video and we can do it now. So the rooks are lined up. It's not really about our pieces, right? You can also draw your pieces, but you're thinking about the opponent's move. So we have the rook here and the bishop. Probably you see the move now, or at least the square, d3. We have to put the bishop on d3, running the interference. So what happens if they take back with the bishop? They're disconnecting the rooks. Rook is hanging, right? If the bishop moves, we can just move the queen. The game goes on. And what happens if they take with the rook? Now the bishop is not defending this square, and this is even worse. We just have mating too. The queen goes back, checkmate. Right? So, well, the same thing would happen. Just to be clear, the same thing happens with taking with this rook. There is no defense in this square. So yeah, queen goes back, and it's gonna be a checkmate. This is another Novotny team, but the computer is showing other types of moves that work even better. But still, I would like to show you. So we get h6, g6, and now d5. The crazy knight to d5. We have the bishop lining up here, the queen. So this square is critical. And it looks just normal to take back with the queen, just like this knight is hanging. But the whole idea is to go queen f5, f6, threatening to checkmate, right? So very important to get rid of the knight. Otherwise, if we play directly, for example, queen f6, they have this try. They have this try of queen takes on e5, and now stopping this, right? So if we take, it's still winning. I think we can even take the rook, so it's fine. But now let's go back to bishop takes on c4. No, wait. Here, knight to d5. The best absolutely move, the best move for black is to give up the knight like this. So, and according to the computer, we just have to ignore it. This is still a threat. We don't care if they take here, because this is just winning. Now, let's say you don't see that and just take here, queen takes on a3. You play queen f6 anyway, and the game is completely over. Right? So, yeah, that is a crazy move, and the computer is saying this is not even the best. You just have to get rid of the knight. Just get rid of the knight, and this is completely winning. But I guess it's giving a chance because the knight can take here, and queen takes here. So that's why the computer is saying, okay, let's take first the knight, and the game goes on. Okay, we have another interesting example where black is up a piece. We have 5 versus 4, but we can mount an attack. So first we move the rook, goes to g1, okay, forming the battery. Now they make this amazing defensive move, rook to a7. I think they understand our idea is to push the pawn. I think this is the first interference, right? Bishop, rook, and queen. So this square is critical. Now d7. If they take back with the bishop, this is completely lost for black. We can just play g7. We take, checkmate. So that's why they have to take back with the rook. Okay, these are good. Now we're gonna give up the pawn. We're gonna take this pawn, not giving up, but just taking this pawn. And now we have this interference of the queen and the rook. And they also run their own, they are blocking their own bishop. They wish they can just take back with the bishop. Okay, they take back with the knight, and we're just trading pieces. Okay, it's all good. Now they have to make a decision. Here they cannot take with the queen. Rook is hanging. Checkmate. So now they give a check. It's forcing move. It's a good move. We just take back with the rook. They take with the bishop. And now if you count material, we're up the exchange. This is completely winning for white. We're perfect play, right? So we just take the pawn. They move the rook, giving a check. We go to the corner. Bishop takes on a2. Okay, it's all good. Rook goes to d3. Queen to e7. Now they hone the bishop. But the idea was to maybe play this. I actually don't understand this move. Then queen takes on a2. Queen to e6. And yeah, we just have this defensive move. The game continues, but it's winning for white as we have more material. Okay, this example is where the engine fails. It doesn't understand until I make the move, but otherwise it's gonna recommend me. This is the top engine. Rook g8 check. Okay, it's still winning. The only move available in the position is to give up the queen. I take back. They give a check with the bishop. I move the king, and I cannot access this square to give a check, so I can just win the pawn, for example. Still winning. But no, this is something, this is too slow. There is something better. We just have to recognize these two lines, the queen and the bishop. And this is one of the craziest puzzles I have seen, because the move now is d5. We have to put a piece on this intersection, right? d5. So what happens is, now I am attacking in these two different directions. The minute I take in one direction, I actually have to attack this direction, right? So if the queen takes, we have this alignment of the pieces. Oh, okay, perfect. I just give up the rook. I know you're covering this one, so I'm gonna give it up. And once they take, this is checkmate. The other direction happens the same thing. If they take back with the bishop, then oh, okay, I'm gonna give up the rook that is going on this direction, right? Because they can no longer protect on this other direction. So rook to g8, giving up the piece, but this is checkmate. Oh, okay, I hope I explained that correctly. Oh yeah, they interrupt each other. There is an interception from both pieces. Okay, this is white to play. Pawns are going on this direction, by the way. Otherwise, I would just play queen g4. It's not possible. And truth be told, my mind is still broke after seeing this one. I don't really know what is happening. I mean, I know, but it's crazy. So the move here is rook h3 check. What? So they just take, right? Yeah, but what I want to access is this square. So I am distracting the bishop from the defense of this square e4, and once they take, I can access this. And the king has only one move. The king has only this move, king g5. Now I can just give a check here to c1 with the bishop, and the king cannot escape to this square, right? So rook to d2, checkmate. So actually the best try for black is gonna be moving the bishop. Okay, now what I want to do is cut out the king. So we don't want them to enter this diagonal, right? And after a few moves, let's say they move the knight to f2, I can just access this square. And yeah, after the bishop moves, this is checkmate. But that is not the best try. They can postpone it a little bit. So here they can try rook to d2 check. So I have to take back with the bishop. And after they move the knight, this is gonna be checkmate, right? Okay, they can reroute here. After I take, this is completely winning as well. This queen is also hanging, as you have noticed. So this is just lost. This is lost for black.